in a year or so when we'll enjoy him this way for a while. We get some of the other projects.
He still has to
up.
be white though.
Yeah.
But we got to get some of the paint off of him to show off the muscles.
Of course, stripped down, he's in such good shape. It might be even better.
His tail is gorgeous, coming off the leg like
Yeah.
that. It's just beautiful.
That's the only horse we've got with it.
I was going to say, I see all the
Oh, yeah, that's
natural
right there.
type of tails.
But he's the only guy
You
with
see new things every time you turn around.
I bought an Illions merry-go-round.
Oh, good.
Found it in a trailer down in Coldwater, Michigan. Been there for 10 years. The last time it ran was in Flint. And the windstorm, they had a tornado up there, 70 or 71, and the Ferris wheel fell over on it.
Oh,
Illions only made 2 portable machines. He normally made big, fancy part machines. So, there was 42 horses in it. The one out there that I said Barbara's going to keep, that's inside row horse. The outside row, I don't have one here to show you. This was the king horse on that thing.
just want
I bought the whole trailer full to get him. He's a one of a kind. He's not finished. We're going to change the color on him. We did a rush job on him to get him ready for Battle Creek last Christmas.
And I don't like it at all.
And we're going to lighten him up. We're going to
Yeah.
change him into white. Plus, we got to get some gold leaf and silver leaf on him. And
The man said he knew how to do it, and he didn't do it.
then,
So
then we're going to, then we got to get the socks and get it shaded.
it was so
But,
gorgeous, stripped.
But he's
Oh,
got
I
350 jewels.
So when I saw that.
This is a good example to set there by that mirror.
It's no small
So
project.
because see on the other
I
side,
know it took him
Oh,
a
he's
long time,
different.
but he was under.
oh, he's plain. This is
Yeah.
all
But
the
at Battle
Right.
Creek,
all the razzmatazz.
I mean, I hated it, but that
As long as
under
it's called the
spotlight,
romance
that in the
sign.
front, it looked great. It looked fantastic at the museum show.
But with
Love the little elephant, isn't that precious?
he's French or German.
Oh, these are European.
We don't know, and we've had all
Every-
the experts and
Everybody's got a different.
you know.
This is Tilted Park machine.
Yeah. Oh, homesickness.
That poster.
If I was here,
that
I was
poster's
gonna
available
have to
for sale. They could sell it in a gift shop. And get those. This poster's for sale. It's a Illions poster.
That's an idea.
Yes, it is. Do you have a stock of those, John, the posters, or do we have to
Yeah.
let you know how much quantity and all that
Well,
that we need?
We got to sit down and decide
Yeah,
whether
we do. We
what
have to work all that
you
out.
people want to, how you want to do it. But I can give you the source on it. Battle Creek, we sold the Carousel book by Freed, which is the one over there.
And
Is that
that's
the
the
one
one
you
I
have?
have. John loaned us that one, yes.
Sold that. That book is now $20. And then the little Fraley book is $6.50 or $7. And the coloring books are $2.
Coloring books was a little
We
bit.
sold all
Yeah,
those.
they sold them. Yeah, they sold.
They sold
all
80.
of them, I think.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
they
we'll
did.
want to
sold
sit
the
down
box.
as soon as possible and
Yeah.
work all that
And
out.
on that situation, I brought the merchandise in, and they got 25% commission, because they didn't want to put any money out for it. So, however you want to do it. If you want to
We'll
buy it,
discuss that and work
you
that
guys
out
decide
before
it.
we
If
work
you want to
out the
buy it,
final
well, I'll give you
details
the
with
addresses
you.
on it. And
Okay.
this is a Stein and Goldstein, and he needs a little bit more sanding on him yet, and then he's ready to paint.
Those
And
buckles.
Stein and Goldstein, their gimmick was,
Yeah.
The buckles.
See, that's what they did. They had big red bows.
That's
for
what I
Yeah.
was
on
thinking,
all
it
his-
would be Christmassy.
Yeah.
Well, we got extended taller pipes.
Oh yeah, they.
And the bows were up here.
Yeah.
And, I can show you, when we go to lunch, we can do a picture. This horse is a little paper mache horse, and we hung him from the chimney, from the ceiling,
Gold chain.
on a gold chain coming down,
It is-
in the center of one of the circles.
Yeah.
And the gals, they used their sculpture bases.
Stand.
Stamp, and they laid them down, and of course they were different thicknesses, and then we set these on here, so they were different levels, and as you walked
They
around,
set
You
up-
got the
they
feeling
really,
of,
yeah, you
Going
got a
in.
feeling of a merry-go-round there.
Well,
This is
I'm
a
sure
little
we'll
baby
try
Parker.
our best to do them justice, yes.
and the merry-go-rounds used to, I don't have a picture of one here, but in front of the chariot, they would have 3 of these. Okay, this was for the 1-year-old's first trip out, so Mom could sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sit in the
consequently, they're
How
very,
old are these? 18 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
so they're
Perfect.
very scarce, and every, you know, you just got to have one in your collection.
Beautiful with the gold tassels too.
And,
So
Mm.
decorative.
They're nice. You can hang them on a wall or set them on
Yeah.
a mantle. And, anyway, I got a base for him. I'll bring. These are original posters. But, you know, I'll bring.
Yeah, you get the fever.
I know.
If we could, these are Carnival
I notice all those. Those are.
Cupid dolls.
those
I
are
got about.
great.
I
Remember
got
I used to
about-
break them and use them for chalk for hopscotch.
Oh no.
I remember the
remember
Lone
that.
Ranger. I'm
These
sure
are-
I had one
The
of those.
Cupid doll.
Yeah.
But I've got these. This is 1919.
She's wonderful.
This is one of
Yes.
the originals. Little risque
I've
looking
not
when
seen
you first
one like
glance.
that.
Yeah, I did that twice.
Those
Yeah.
are her
First
original.
glance,
Her
little risque,
elbows.
right?
Yeah.
But this friend of mine found a box of these, brand new in the box.
Oh my
This is about a
goodness.
$200 Cupid doll.
I know.
Oh my.
And
Just beautiful.
Was all that stuff we used to get at fairs.
Yes.
We should have
No, I've
kept
got-
it.
yeah, I've got
got
about-
a lot of it.
of money now.
I got Charlie McCarthy over here and Donald Duck, and I've got about 20 of them. Then I've got a small collection of toy, you know, merry-go-round and roller coaster.
Boris could borrow some of these.
Those, you would,
from
I don't know,
home.
if you had cases or something, think about that,
Yeah.
Michelle. We could do a thing and
Yeah.
build a little display around that.
Maybe Barbara and Giver should come down here.
Michael and Barbara will
We
have
should
to
have come
know
down
what's available.
together,
Yes,
yeah.
they'll have to know what's available. Yeah.
Well, Michael and the woman who's in charge of the installations may come down then sometime.
Yeah, they
Call
probably
you.
should to
I
get,
think
a,
they
to get a
should.
little better idea of.
Yeah. I'll tell them
Just,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wonderful.
Oh, boy.
anyway.
Now
you
the
go up
sun's
this way.
out.
Oh,
I'm
too
going
bad.
to,
We
yeah.
better-
You go right ahead though, John, with everybody in aisle.
Last minute thought after we had all
That looks
these.
cute though.
I bet it
It
gave
would
it
really
the
Yeah.
effect it needed. Was this at Christmas also?
Yes. But we wanted to do like a top on a merry-go-round thing, and after we got the thing put together, then we ran out and got a bolt of down the street and got a bolt of ribbon from the local florist and florist.
We did one of those once for a country.
Now this is the second one, Mary.
You know, wound the ribbons
see, here's
up to
the-
the top
We
like
got
a
him hanging from the
maypole.
ceiling.
Oh, that's the ceiling thing.
And it was super because they had them all on the round and it looked just like the top. That effect.
This won't be the same at the center because we'll have them.
No, we don't want
Well, I think we're going to talk to Michael. The one area we might do one rounder. I don't know directions, but approximately where you stopped and visited with us, that one, you have a big section there. Do one rounder there, and everything else would be coming around. But in that one big area that you, like the mirror wall is here, and you come down, and you got one big area here.
Build it with lighting.
You gotta have
Oh, you got super lights.
Yeah. We have so much, we have so many tracks.
You're talking on the perimeter there, you're talking
See,
on the
now-
side, but
You
yeah.
must have taken the Calliope someplace over
This
the
is at
holidays.
this is at the Rinsen.
Ah, you took it to the Renaissance Center.
Yeah.
I thought that setting looked familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it down there for 3 or 4 days. They had a little promotion.
That's why I wondered how many Korean knives you're gonna get because, you know, they're not all that big.
No, they're
And these are just these are pictures of the second room plus some individual shots, and you've seen most of them.
They had some kind of an art show on the walls besides.
Yes, they had a guy come
Hal Larson brought what, 6 watercolors? Carousel
Yeah, but
water
he had
fountain.
them priced so high. He didn't sell any, did he?
No.
But they were beautiful. But they were big.
They look big in comparison to the horse.
Yeah, they were about 24 by 30 matted up.
They were like $700.
Yeah, five
That
to.
was a little too high for that picture.
I might get some from him if he's still got them. You know, to use in a wall.
With everything else, we might have enough, I think. We've got so much that's going to
See
go
that?
on.
Now I also told Mike I have some circus poster things we could use
We do want to
To-
make
to fill.
confirm all that.
to do
yeah.
some things on the wall. You know.
Oh, you took your calliope to Grand Rapids?
No, that was down at the Ren Center.
I don't know how that got in there. Mary, I want to show you a nice
Well, what is this?
invitation.
Oh my, this is the invitation,
It's
huh?
an invitation.
No, that was for it's called the Carousel Ball. It has nothing to do with a carousel, but I thought that's an invitation.
Well, I've got to be thinking about the graphic work too.
Francis Albert Sinatra was going to be there.
This is no, this is in Denver. I got this year's someplace. Sammy Davis was the entertainment this year, and Jerry Ford. This is
Is
the.
this their new opening of their new center or in Denver?
No,
My
this is
kids live
this
in
is a
Denver.
fundraiser for diabetic kids or something.
Oh,
Children's Diabetic Foundation
Yeah.
in Denver.
And
well, they've got this
all right,
big
down here, does it
religious
tell you what the program
park
is
there,
here?
and I don't know if
Our
they have
entertainment by
merry-go-round
Francis
for our
Albert.
No, this has
grandchildren.
nothing to do. They
Jerry-
Music by Les Brown.
Right.
And Merv Griffin. Oh my goodness.
And President Ford, you know.
Invitation like this every year.
It doesn't mention Jerry on the front.
Well, no,
side,
but
he
he's
must be-
there. He's whatever.
Henry Kissinger,
Yeah. Can you imagine table hopping at that?
Gerald Ford,
I-
Lucille Ball. Now, my goodness, when they did it up well.
This is a big thing in Denver. This is some heavyweight people.
Oh yeah,
Help,
you just get invited by children.
Grace was there.
Princess Grace.
Princess Grace is there. She's it's
A lot
just
of money in Denver that you don't
call her
know
out.
about.
You betcha. But
Well,
these people,
celebrities from all over the world.
I sold these people a horse, and that's how I got on the mailing list to the Carousel Ball. Yeah.
Really a nice man. Just super.
I sold him a big
And we got
horse.
another one this year for that.
Yeah, it's downstairs someplace.
This is very nice.
With the
Very nice.
with the graphic on this thing.
Yes, the cutout.
Here's the back of the horse
Yes,
there, and that's
yes.
super.
It would be nice to do something with cutouts, but oh my, you have to have special dyes,
Oh.
everything.
Well, they used the same thing this year. They changed the cover. But
I don't want to show this to Mike.
Don't you dare!
No. Well, here's to a very colorful
Oh.
and exciting opening. I know it'll be
I hear
interesting.
It'll be
Cheers.
lots of fun.
Well, they were three people. They had a lot of fun with it.
the committee got so involved over there, Gina.
And I'll look.
The exhibit, they have what they call it their exhibits committee. They got so charged up.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it when they came to the house. They went.
Well, in their meetings, I mean, they started throwing ideas around, and I'll show you their invitation. Did I
I
give you
have
one?
all of that, yes.
Does Jean
It's a
see it?
beautiful piece.
I'm
I
all
don't
new
know.
to this sort
Oh,
of
okay.
thing.
We'll have to,
My co-chairman has done a lot of this, but I haven't, and she couldn't make it today. She's got a visiting grandchild, and she's
Well, I got some things to send, you know, that you can take back. But it's one of these things you sit down and you drink a couple of beers and you start brainstorming, and that's where,
in there. I'm just curious.
because we've never done this thing before, and we started hitting with ideas, and the sponsor idea, you know, came up, and they just had a ball, and then they had a for the sponsors.
Yeah.
Saturday night, we had a to give them a little recognition. They all got their names put on an animal, sponsored
Yes,
by.
you talked about that when you
Doctor
were in
and Mrs.
Midland last.
So they had 16 or 17 sponsors. So Saturday night at the preview cocktail thing, we laid out on the floor. We laid out on the floor with masking tape.
Michael can be very sorry for this situation. Besides everything else.
We laid out on the floor with masking tape a little race track. And the gals got some,
yes, yeah.
they made some little hobby horses with broomsticks and stocking heads and a number put on their arm or on their back, I forget. They made a big dice or die out of a piece of foam with numbers, and we had 3 heats. And we rolled the big dice out on the floor, and of course the crowd was all around and cheering, you know. And if your number came up, like playing Parcheesi, well, you moved a space. So then we got, or no, we had 6 because there's 6 numbers on a die. Right. What am I thinking? And we had 3, and we took the 3 winners, and then we had a runoff of the 3 winners for first, and gave them all a little prize, a little gift, and it kind of put them in the spotlight because they'd all spent $100.
Well, they also had bags
Oh yes.
with horses had Carousel show 1980 put on and the horses.
With some hay, and it was called a feed bag.
Yeah, it was
And
really
each sponsor's gal got one of these little,
They sold them quite a few of those bags.
and they sold them out of the gift shop
Yeah.
with silk screened. One of those little. I'll show you
Oh,
one.
the bags.
Midland Art Council, whatever.
And a little school bag kind of.
Now, what was their motivation behind the sponsorship? Were they
That was to help pay for the show.
pay for the show? All right, I didn't know if it was a charity
And it
thing
was
or
very
if they were.
enthusiastic. They really got.
It
You know,
kinda-
like 10 people went in to sponsor and
It,
they had all their names on little cards set by the horse that she sponsored. The one lady that sponsored the Lions. What was it?
Oh, right. And then she found.
Nothing. It was a private lesson. She changed her sponsorship.
She wanted something
She called Dar. She called Dar up.
But
Oh,
they had the lines set up in the center. So that you wouldn't, because you can't tell. Nobody said anything. Because it is very elegant set up. So she really needed.
we've had collectors at the house, and when they walk in that kitchen area and see that lion, they blow. You know,
See, but the pieces that they do now, or even then, they have what they call carousel construction. And even the best doesn't know that it's not wood. It's all heavy and put on tight, and you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Because Nina Braley has a
goat.
A goat that was done on carousel construction.
well, they did extra. They reinforced it, and blew foam in it, and you went up and knocked on it.
You wouldn't know. We wouldn't believe her. She said, yeah, people do that.
I can't believe you know.
It's like a lot of antique.
They're fine. I like them.
I do
Breeze, I love them.
appraisals, and I've had the majority of the appraisals I've got are people that have sent me pictures of Mexican horses that they bought that are new. They bought as antiques from antique shops. And oh yeah.
How do they take it?
Oh, I don't know. I type them out their little thing and I tell them what it is.
Who was selling them as antiques?
Well, the dealers don't even
Where were they
know.
buying them?
No, the average antique dealer doesn't
Oh,
know.
the dealer didn't know it.
No, they bought them as antiques and they're selling them as antiques, but they're sneaking them in from
I
Mexico.
thought maybe
that
the
are.
dealers were buying them up from some Mexican source and trying to push them on.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
At one of our convention, there was. Remember that? Here a guy that had this whole bunch of carousel figures.
Well, some of them were old Mexican. Now, the 2 Mexican pieces we have right now, the one in the garage and the bucking bronco, they're old. They're 1920s, but they're making new ones. you know, and take them out in the yard and cover them up with leaves and leave them lay there for 4 weeks, and you know, and
Mold a little bit.
yeah.
It's like my mother used to iron those career eyes prints off the calendar and make them look old, you know. Brown them a little around the edges. And
We do the same thing with instant coffee.
I've done coffee on
Things like that,
antique.
Mixed up some instant coffee and painted on it. Tear 'em and
makes it look old.
Tear them a little bit and hang them up on a.
I've used tea as a dye.
Yes.
I guess that's the same idea.
Same idea. What happened to our little lady? Oh, there she is.
You know what? I gotta find the girl that's gonna do my hair.
See, she's right.
Well, you are planning to be in Midland still next week, John, or are you?
Yeah, I can be. I have to go to Saginaw Tuesday.
Well, when is the next? Do you have a next time when you will be in Midland? Because I would like to confirm some of these things with Michael and get them
Rolling,
straightened
so
out.
to speak.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Why don't we start right here?
What is in the crepe today?
Mushrooms and cheese.
Okay, I'll have the crepe and a little salad, please.
What kind of dressing?
Italian.
I will have the Norwegian apple glass and a salad with grilled cheese.
I'll have the orange today.
No question about that. But actually, you don't know.
And
Yeah.
I'd like the lemon salt. Okay.
Super salad with that, super salad,
Let's see, soup or salad. God, I can't make up my mind. I guess I better have salad. Do you have a house dressing? Honey and celery? Yes, I'll do that.
I like a club sandwich with a little extra mayonnaise on the side. And I'd like another tonic.
How many years ago did you start that collection?
She started.
I was going to ask that question. Which one of you was interested first, and were you before you got married?
No. We've only been in since 73.
2 or 70. Barbara bought a horse.
We went to an arcade office.
For me.
Yeah, he just said, would you like to go along? I said, look here, and I said, sure, it's a beautiful day. So when we went there, the man had bought out a whole carousel and an arcade building and whatever, and he had some horses in the round on the ground. I gotta have one of those today. I just think that's super. I said, well, we're gonna buy a big, nice one. What do we know? The bigger the better, I guess. So that's what I did.
Do you have that horse still?
That's the one that's being restored. It was supposed to be brought back today. Probably next week.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
The first horse we've got, we just finally got it all stripped. You know, we worked on it for a while, you know. And I'll show you a picture of him.
And it was a good one, the first one you picked out.
It's a big outside look.
Big outside standing.
But you didn't know at that
No, I
time
just
what
wanted
you
the
were
big one.
buying.
Yeah.
We just thought American horse was a American horse.
Because I saw one in a movie that was set in the center, was in the corner of a room, and I thought, gee, that was
That'd be
really
nice
neat,
to
you
be in
know.
your home.
So I brought it home and it sat down in our other home in the basement, the rec room, for a year.
Couple, 3 years. Yeah. Before we knew. No, we enjoyed it. You know, it was in the.
Yeah, we didn't. Nothing else was said about. We just bought it. So a year later, a year and a half or something, the man that we bought it from, we had become friendly with. Okay. calls us up one day and he said, would you be interested in going to the Carousel conference that they're having it in Flint? It's all around the country, but it happened to be in Flint. Would you like to go for Saturday night? And I said, Carousel conference? You mean there's other people that collect this kind of stuff? And he said, yeah. And I said, yeah, I can watch it. Pictures of it. And at that point, we had a couple of pictures of it. We didn't know what we had, and I didn't know what to expect or anything. So we went. Unbelievable. We were hooked after that.
One
nice
did it.
thing
I
that
wondered
weekend
what did
was
it.
We didn't go to any seminars or anything. We just went to the dinner and the
Party,
We
dance.
had done the lobby of this restaurant into a midway. And the hors d'oeuvre table was made like a circus wagon. It was just done up so elegant and so beautiful.
And they had a little Egypt.
And then, of course, everybody.
They had one little room in the Barker out front. Fancy little Egypt, cost you a dime.
My father would have loved it. My father was a great circus fan.
And they had a cotton candy guy and the popcorn and the.
It's a Bloody Mary day.
So that's what got us started, you know. And then we brought our pictures out and, you know, asked everybody, you know, is this a nice one or not? I mean, they went, oh yeah, and we saw pictures of everybody. That it was.
Just sounds
We
like
went,
So you sort of lucked out on your first one.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
see now that day, I mean, that first horse we paid $925 for it. A lot of them went for $100, $150, $200.
Yes.
But they were like the ones on my merry-go-round.
Oh.
Barbara she bought the best horse at the sale, which. But see, at that time I was into arcade stuff, so I'm buying some arcade stuff. So you know, you gotta do a little PR work,
yes,
right?
yes, let her buy it.
Yeah, let her buy the horse.
That was it. It was a fun time with fun people. And
The couple that went with us bought a giraffe.
yeah.
Oh, they did.
This is a sad story. It's not a happy story.
Yeah.
My face.
Barbara bought the horse, and they were keep up with the Joneses kind of thing. Okay.
Super friends, but
Yeah.
they
Everybody has a pair
whatever
of friends
Barbara
like that.
Judy thinks, well, she ought to have that too. So then
So
she bid on.
they bought the giraffe, cute little Loof giraffe. They gave $600 for the giraffe, and we stuffed them both in the station wagon, and you know, and it's one of those Norman Rockwell Saturday afternoons at an auction thing, see. And when we're driving out, you know, and Ron's got this giraffe, he's not happy with this whole program, but Judy wants it. And I told Ron, I said, Ron, I said, I got a feeling we should have bought it.
We should have bought all of
We
it.
should have bought more. I said, I got a feeling, you know. And we didn't have that much money, Cal. But I just said, but,
That feeling.
so anyway, Ron and Judy had the giraffe for 2 weeks. It was painted a plain brown. In fact, we thought it was a llama. You know?
That's what it looked like.
It was just a plain cocoa color. So it turned out they couldn't afford it. And they'd just gone into a new home, so they put an ad in the paper, sold it that afternoon
Of course, yes.
for $700. So they got bailed out and plus made $100 on the giraffe. And the people who now own the giraffe are friends of ours, and they're collectors. And the giraffe today is probably worth about $6,000.
Yeah, well, they had it
Oh
done
my.
the right way.
Oh.
So,
If only I had, right?
yeah. Well, and Judy and Ron, since, you know, they have, Ron has done very well. He builds cars in Florida, custom cars in Florida. And
Well, it's not as sad as it could be.
so now they have 3 or 4 horses, and they've gotten back into it.
It's the way most collections start, isn't it? You
Yeah.
just sort of happen into something and then it's, there it is.
But I'd restored, Barbara got into the horses, and we went to the conference, and I thought, Then we found out there were different carvers, and I thought, you know, geez, it would be super to have a piece by each carver, because the styles are all different. So that was our immediate goal. But then as we, over the next year or so, as we moved around, we got looking at merry-go-rounds, and I got fascinated with the mechanism and the whole thing, and I've restored 4 or 5 cars. So I told Barbara, I said, gee, I think it'd be great to restore a merry-go-round.
We're living in Southfield, 50 by 100 foot lot.
And at that time, you know, nobody had ever, I hadn't thought about anybody else doing it or anything. So we were in the process of outgrowing this house with all the things we get into.
See how you might.
So, well, we wanted a little acreage and some room, and Barbara had been house hunting, so now a new requirement came in. You know, now we got to have a place to put a carousel.
Right.
So we literally stumbled into this house. And I just happened to see the ad, by owner, in the Southfield paper. Some friends, our friends of ours, had just moved out here. Yeah, I had to get directions
I
to get the
didn't know
parcel.
where it was either. I knew it was somewhere between Flint and Pontiac. So
But you know,
But
but
5
hell.
years ago, nobody even around
In
Detroit
Detroit.
knew. But
So-
now you just say bucks and
So they've been bugging us to come out for dinner. So I told Barbara, well, let's go look at the house and go have dinner with Mike and Cheryl. In fact, we had dinner here. And it was April Fool's Day. And when we left, we bought our house on April Fool's Day, and it started to snow about 6 o'clock, and we ended up with about a 6 or 7 inch snow that night. We come out, looked at the house. In a half hour, we bought the house. Come down here and met and had dinner, and by the time we went out, we had 7 inches of snow on the ground.
we got it.
And at that time, you know, Southfield, hell, it's 25 miles. We're out in the boonies, you know. Oh my God, we got
Really in the boonies.
this
yes.
big long drive home.
I hate it in here.
Do you what is your business, John?
I'm in the wholesale art business.
Oh,
I'm in the picture frame
isn't that
business.
interesting?
Yeah.
And do you have a base somewhere, or do you?
live here.
I'm a manufacturer's rep.
I see. And where is your headquarters? Then in Detroit?
But now,
No, my headquarters is my automobile and my office.
I see. I see. So is your territory the whole state then?
Yeah.
Small town.
I'm the only man in the picture frame business in the country that just has one state. Most people in my industry